You are listening to the Marc Guzman Podcast Experience.
Or tuning in or listening in, or I guess still tuning in, right?
Yeah, tune in, listen, watching.
Yeah, to another episode of Ask Marc Anything. This is going to be episode, I think, 164.
165.
165. Awesome. You know, we're approaching 200 very quick.
We're gonna have to think of something to do for that.
Yeah, something special for number 200. So thank you to everyone who's subscribing, to everyone who listens on a regular basis, or if you just hear 1-2 episodes here and there. Totally appreciate you taking the time to listen to the podcast. So let's jump right into the questions.
All right. So the first question I got for you is, how can politicians make doing real estate more complicated? So this totally isn't a loaded question.
How can they make real estate more complicated?
Yeah. Is there anything they can, like, there's decisions that they can make selling or buying houses or development, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things that we may see coming up here in the next few years is potentially politicians pushing the IRS to change the status of real estate agents from self-employed contractors receiving a 1099 to potential W-2 employees. This has been a topic that's been debated for many years. It's picking up a little bit more traction, I think, in like the last 2 years. There's still a lot of NAR, CAR, a lot of organizations are really fighting against this, but there's more and more support behind it because you're talking about payroll taxes, you're talking about a wide range of different taxes that they're going to collect, Social Security, Medicare, that sometimes self-employed people are able to bypass it in certain ways when they create S corps, LLCs, various other techniques to pay less taxes. So this would be very interesting if that does go through. I think what you're going to see is a lot of brokers that now are responsible for employing real estate agents and offering health benefits after so many employees. I think it's 25 or 50 employees that are full-time. You're going to start seeing a lot of the brokers getting very picky with who they are employing, and they're only going to employ the very top real estate agents. And then it's going to be very curious to see if those top real estate agents decide just to get their broker license and just self-operate. You know, I have a one agent, one broker office. I think that could be one of the biggest disruptors to the real estate industry, because I would estimate anywhere from 25 to 40% of all real estate agents would simply disappear because they would not be able to find employment anywhere.
All right. Next question is, what was the longest a property you managed sat empty, and how did you eventually find someone to take it?
Okay. So the one property that comes to mind is a fourplex that I managed for 4 years during the foreclosure REO days. So I took on this new asset in 2007, and it didn't sell until 2011. It was vacant for a very long time. I forgot what bank that foreclosed and owned it, but we essentially had to have all the tenants vacate the property, which we were able to work cash for keys or relocation assistance for a lot of the tenants. It was a property in Richmond, Point Richmond to be exact. I also remember Santa Fe Avenue, and the building's still there, but we literally had it vacant for 4 years. It was vacant for so long. We had break-ins and constantly trying to board up the property, deal with the people breaking into the property, and it was just a problem, a headache of a property to deal with. And I can't remember why it was vacant for so long, but those were interesting days with the foreclosures, because sometimes the banks had so many foreclosures they actually forgot what properties and assets they had, or their asset manager would be fired or relocated or reassigned to different properties in a different portfolio. And then a portfolio with this property just kind of sat there doing nothing. And the bank just forgot about it. And we essentially just managed it for 4 years until finally someone said, hey, we're ready to sell this property. And we sold it.
All right. And the last question. So you're going to be going out of town starting tomorrow. You're going to be out of town for the next week and a half, right?
Yeah, actually 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're going to be going to I believe, the CAR REimagine Conference. Is that where you're going to be at? Or?
So it's the California Association of Realtors fall meeting. But part of that is, well, they've always done an expo every year, right? And the expo is like, this is their biggest expo every year, and it's always a fun event. But they decided to get rid of the expo and instead go with REimagine. And what this is going to be is, I think most people know when you hear expo, you have a whole bunch of different vendor booths.
Yeah, it's a big old thing. Everyone shows up.
Yeah, you could buy services, tech, software, whatever, but it's all vendors for your industry, right?
Okay. Well, that
REimagine.
Really quick. That just leads into the question: what are you looking forward to or expecting at the CAR REimagine Conference this week and next?
Yeah, so REimagine is going to be different. The reason why they changed it from an expo to REimagine is because they want to provide more value to the agents. So instead of, I believe, I don't know, and I don't know all the details, and I believe they're still going to have somewhat of an expo feel to it, but where REimagine comes into play is that they're putting together their own version of TED Talks. So they have people from a wide range of different companies, industries that are coming in to essentially speak, motivate agents, teach agents about marketing, give agents tools that they can use, take back in their own business. And it's going to be like a TED Talk style. They're going to have a big stage, big audience, and it's running for I think it starts tomorrow, Wednesday, and runs through Friday. So it's 3 solid days. So I'm looking forward to it because there's a lot of really good speakers that are going to be there. And there's going to be a lot of information for real estate agents to learn. So for all the realtors, California Association of Realtors, please understand that these conferences are free for you to attend. The only thing you have to pay for is your transportation and lodging to get there. If you can take care of lodging or take care of transportation, drive down there, fly down there. Southwest has really cheap flights. I think mine round trip was like maybe $80 down to Long Beach.
You're down Long Beach, so that's not that far.
And that's a fun little airport to fly in and out of. Like, I think their TSA security, like their entire security check, you get through in 10 minutes. It's such a tiny little airport.
I don't know if it should be that good to get through it that fast, but I guess that just means not a whole lot of traffic going through there.
Yeah, no one's trying to go vacation in Long Beach. However, I did vacation for 4 days in Long Beach. Had a blast. Long Beach is a lot of fun. Great restaurants. I was surprised.
You got that perfect SoCal weather, too.
Yeah, exactly. And way cheaper than some other SoCal areas, especially like San Diego.
Yeah.
And depending on what you like to do, you could probably find the exact same stuff in Long Beach, just half the cost of San Diego.
Yeah.
So I think the event's going to be great. It's free for realtors to join. It's also a great opportunity to go to the actual meetings and watch how the California Association of Realtors and the directors really make decisions on policies for housing, policies for renters, landlords, what they support, what they don't support, and how they put together services that they provide for realtors. So it's a very fun experience. When people go to these different events and conferences and go to the actual meetings and realize what people in our industry of organized real estate are actually doing, it's pretty impressive to watch. It's pretty impressive to be a part of it. And then you really see the true value of being a member of one of those associations. So you're a realtor, you should make it. And they do have a Sacramento conference, so if you don't want to or can't afford to go down to Southern California, there's always a Sacramento one, which is typically last week of April or first week of May. They always schedule it plenty of time in advance. So good questions.
Yeah.
So again, thank you to everyone for watching. I will be posting and sharing stories on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook from ReImagine and from the CAR conference. And then I'll be in Vegas for 9 days for my certified property manager designation, which
rough.
it's going to be rough. It's classes like from 8 to 5 every single day, but it's 9 days in Vegas.
Yeah, so
That's-
at
that's
least you got time in Vegas afterwards,
Yeah, that's just it's every day's classes though. I'm not gonna have time to party or anything. And these are intense analysis financial classes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not fun. I mean,
It's
and of
so
all
close
places,
yet so far away.
yeah. So I'm gonna be done and sick, tired of Vegas. But anyway, I will be.
What hotel are you staying at? Or you're
so-
off the strip?
No, I'm on the strip, but I totally went cheap and went with the Excalibur. They had special like $70 a night. Can't beat that.
Yeah, that worked, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right. It's an MGM property right across from MGM. You're next to Luxor. You've got Mandalay Bay right there. And, to be honest, I'm not going to be partying or enjoying a lot of the Vegas nightlife or anything just because of the intensity of the classes. There's homework after the classes.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, and it's literally 8 to 5 every single day. So I think the classes are going to be fun because, I obviously love what I do. But it's 9 days in Vegas in a hotel after 6 days in another hotel in Long Beach.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to be burnt out. So,
Well, can't wait to hear about it when you get back then.
everyone, if people follow me on Facebook and Instagram, they'll be able to see the entire story. But I do plan to share a lot of value that CAR brings to people. And so follow me there. And thank you for watching and listening to the podcast.
And then just really quick, next week on the 16th, we're releasing our episode with Day Shieldcret, who makes the morning altars. They're really cool. You're going to want to check out that episode. Very good episode, very fun to listen to. And then Lisa Krieger, who is a science writer for the Mercury News. Her episode went up earlier today. Had a lot of interesting conversations there. Definitely another great one to check out.
Yeah, some really good episodes, great guests. And we have a lot of really cool people coming.
Yeah,
up
great,
too,
especially later this month going into November and December.
Yeah, I'm really excited
Very
about that.
diverse set. So
Yeah, great. So again, thanks for watching and listening. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Thank you to our producer, Sam Levin. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share the podcast. Remember, you can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Google Play, SoundCloud, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. For more information on my business as a property manager and real estate team, go visit my website at marcguzman.com. I really want to thank all of you for listening. It means the world to me, and I hope today's episode provides you value in your day-to-day life. I created this podcast to help showcase the many great people that live in this world and help share some knowledge that I've learned along the way in life. Again, thank you for listening. Check out our sponsors, and I'll catch you on the next episode.